Hey there, Luke Millard here with you. Welcome to this video series. In this series, we'll be talking all about what is Bitcoin and how do you get it. So this will really be suited for anyone that is completely new to Bitcoin, trying to get your head around what it is and how do we use it, because in this online industry that we are working within, Bitcoin is becoming increasingly popular. It's becoming a very popular choice for payment processing. So, funding accounts, withdrawing from accounts, making purchases and moving money around. And so it really is becoming necessary to get Bitcoin to take advantage of those opportunities. And also, as you'll see, Bitcoin is such an exceptional way to move money around. It reduces fees. It's very easy to use. It is drop dead simple, and they really are paving the way for a very big shift in the way that we move money around the world. And so this series here is just going to take you through the steps, a little bit of an overview about what Bitcoin is, but then we'll go through the steps on how you can actually set up an account and how you can not only move Bitcoins, but also purchase Bitcoins from your local currency and send Bitcoins home to your local currency as well. So to kick it all off, I'm just going to show you a really quick video.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
Okay, so as you can see, Bitcoin is a currency, and it's used that the way that we use it is to actually make transactions and send money peer to peer. And so I just want to start from there, because this is not about investing. Some people will, but some people will use Bitcoin and speculate on price movements and speculate on the potential growth of Bitcoin, continued popularity and increasing price, and hope to make a capital gain out of the increasing price of Bitcoin. This training isn't about that. This training is simply about using it as a payment processor so that you can move money around, so that you can purchase goods or services, so that you can get into programs, so that you can withdraw money and send it to your bank account and really just move money around very freely online. So I just want to start from that. This isn't about whether or not I think Bitcoin is going to increase or decrease in value. It's simply a matter of moving money very, very easily. And so Bitcoin is, the most available and freely moved currency in the world between users. It is very, very easy to move, and you're going to see that in a moment. And there are a couple of really nice benefits, the advantages of Bitcoin, and that is that it's global, 100% global. If you have the internet, then you can get Bitcoins, and you can start collecting Bitcoins basically immediately for free just opening a Bitcoin wallet. It's very easily accessed and it's 100% global. The fees are very low. So as you saw in the video, it's peer-to-peer. There's no third party. So traditionally, we look at moving money. We go to the bank and we say, okay, I want to send money to this particular person. The bank does the transaction. They take a cut for doing that, and we send the money. PayPal's the same. You send money via PayPal, someone pays a fee for that. This has completely removed that middleman, and the fees are incredibly low as a result. And we'll get to it in a moment, but you know, there is a very low fee that is paid to the Bitcoin miners, and I don't want to get that to get confusing, but we pay very low fees. And I don't know about you, but compared to things like Solid Trust Pay or Payza or even PayPal, I mean, the fees can really add up. I've paid thousands of dollars of fees, and Bitcoin is by far the lowest. I recently sent some money from Solid Trust Pay to my bank account. It cost me $40 US for the single withdrawal to my bank account. With Bitcoin, it would have been next to free, maybe a couple of dollars. Okay. Next to that is it's completely private. We pay basically codes, so a series of numbers and letters, and that's how we move money. And those numbers and letters, although that is on a public ledger, it doesn't tie to you. So your information is private. There's no identity theft there. It's really a very nice way to move money without leaving a big trail or having people looking at your personal information. So they're the advantages. The disadvantages are a lack of understanding. A lot of people don't understand Bitcoin yet, and that's probably why you're here as well. That's how I was as well. And so sometimes it's a little bit hard to get your head around it, but once you do, it's very, very simple. Bitcoin's really easy to use. And the next is the volatile price movements. Now, Bitcoin goes up and down, and it can be quite dramatic. But like I said, this isn't about investing. This is just about using it as a payment processor, meaning that we don't have Bitcoins typically just sitting in our wallets for weeks and months on end, unless you choose to do that. But that's not what this is about. This is just about getting the Bitcoins, using them, putting them into a program, purchasing something with them, earning money if that's the case, and actually sending it back to your bank account. And that's how I use them. So how does it work? I'm just going to give you a really quick overview now of how it works. So Bitcoin has no office or single administrator, and it operates with a public ledger. It cuts out the middleman and the government. Okay, so it's unregulated, it's completely global, and the users basically run it. And what that means is a lot of key advantages. And again, I don't want to go into the investing of Bitcoin and the power of having something that isn't controlled by the government and an internationally priced asset, to save you from hyperinflation and things that are happening around the world with fiat currencies. But there's a lot of power there, particularly for people in economies that maybe their currency is failing. I mean, it's a safe way to get your money into something that isn't deteriorating. And because there is no office and no single administrator and no government has jurisdiction over it, it runs and it's free to run. And this is really, I'm not anti-government or anything like that, but this is really very, very powerful, and why it's becoming so popular, because people around the world are seeing the increased need for something like this. And so it makes money very easy to move, peer-to-peer, and very private to move as well. Now, the way that it actually works, and I don't want to get confusing, is though we send money from one Bitcoin wallet to another Bitcoin wallet. So that's from one person to another person using these codes, and then miners who actually can earn Bitcoins will confirm it. So it'll take a few different confirmations from a few different miners, and the money will be sent. And that's how they cut out the middleman. You can go and research that yourself if you like. I don't want that to get confusing, because we don't do any of that. We just send the money and we just send the Bitcoins, and then the other person just receives them. But that's how it works behind the scenes. And typically that'll take about 15 minutes for the money to arrive. So really, really fast to move money anywhere around the world. Now, there are two types of Bitcoin transactions. One is Bitcoin to Bitcoin. So this is from one Bitcoin wallet to another Bitcoin wallet. So Bitcoin is a currency like euros, Australian dollars, US dollars, pounds, it doesn't matter. It's a currency. And so when we send Bitcoin, we send it as Bitcoin to another Bitcoin user, another Bitcoin wallet. Now this could be replaced with a bank account or a lot likened to bank account. So you open a Bitcoin wallet, and then when you have Bitcoins, you can send those Bitcoins to another Bitcoin account. Okay, so this is the same as in your local currency. I have an Australian dollar bank account, and if I want to send money to another person who has an Australian dollar bank account, then I send them Australian dollars, and those Australian dollars go from one account to the next. Exactly the same here. From one Bitcoin wallet to another Bitcoin wallet, you can send and receive money. Now, because Bitcoin is a currency, when you want to get that from your local currency to your Bitcoin, or from your Bitcoins to your local currency, then we need an exchanger. So there are two types of Bitcoin transactions occurring here. A wallet, which is basically Bitcoin to Bitcoin, and an exchanger, which is Bitcoin to local currency, or the other way, local currency to Bitcoin. And we're going to get to that more in depth beneath this video. So I'm just going to quickly show you what a Bitcoin transaction looks like. Just quickly, you receive some money and you can send some money. If I just pull that up, this is my CoinJar account. Okay, so this happens to be an exchanger where I can send money to Australian dollars from Bitcoin to Australian dollars, but I also have a Bitcoin wallet, which means I can send Bitcoins to other Bitcoin users and receive Bitcoins as well. Okay, so there's the videos for this, how this all sets up, but I just want to explain what that sort of looks like. So if I wanted to, for instance, let me just show you this. So this is my everyday Bitcoin. You can see I don't have many Bitcoins here. I'm not holding Bitcoins, but I have been sending some money back to my bank account. So you can see on the 18th down here, I sent nearly half a Bitcoin. I received nearly half a Bitcoin, and then I actually sent that to my bank account. Okay, so what that means is somebody, or myself or someone else, sent me half a Bitcoin, okay, or 0.0474 Bitcoins, landed in my Bitcoin wallet, Bitcoin to Bitcoin, and then I exchanged that from Bitcoin into my Australian wallet. Don't want to get confusing again, but this is sort of what it looks like. As you can see, it basically just looks like a bank account, and you can just send money from different accounts and to your bank account and to other Bitcoin users. Now, if we were to just I just want to show you what the code looks like. So this is the code, and this is how you send and receive money. Well, mainly receive. So basically, if I want some money, if somebody wants to send me some Bitcoins, this is the address that I share with them, and then they send the Bitcoin to this address. Now, this could be likened to a PayPal email address. Okay, so you would share your PayPal email address with somebody, and then they can send money in PayPal to that email address. But this, in Bitcoin, we use these, okay, and basically it's just a big string of numbers and letters, and you can send money to this address. So somebody says, I'm going to send you some Bitcoins, you copy the address, and then they can send you the Bitcoins there. The other flip side to that is if you want to send some money, somebody would give you this Bitcoin wallet address, and then you can, so not yours, but theirs, and you can actually come into here and go, actions, sort of send money, make payment here, right? And basically send the money or the Bitcoins to the Bitcoin address that they give you. So you can see the address is basically a long series of numbers, and that's how you move money around with Bitcoin. That's what keeps it simple and also private. So look, that's about it for this video. That's just a quick, simple rundown on what is Bitcoin and a little bit about how it works. And now we'll go into sort of more how to set that up. But all in all, I just want to say again that this is very simple. It's really easy to use once you get it set up and you sort of head around it. And when you start thinking, not thinking about Bitcoin as a whole, not thinking about what it means to the world or thinking about investing in it, but just thinking about using it as a payment processor like you would use Payza or Solid Trust Pay or PayPal, then it becomes very simple, because all we do is move money from merchants and other users and our bank account, and that's very, very easy and very low fees for that. So okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.